Good afternoon and welcome to the Midday News. I am Sandy Williams. Here's what we have in the bulletin. NSWMA says Riverton disposal site fire contained. Major shakeup at St as senior officers slapped with cocaine charges. And later in sports, Jamaica's women wins Super 50 Cup. And now the details. We begin with a developing story from the courts. Embattled politician Julian Silvera has entered a guilty plea for the charge of manslaughter. This is the latest development in the ongoing murder trial of his wife, Melissa Silvera. The matter is currently being held in court at the Gun Court. The trial was scheduled to begin on January 12 but was pushed back until today. We'll have more in this developing story later in primetime news at 7 p.m. Executive Director of the National Solid Waste Management Authority, Audley Gordon, is reporting that a fire at the Riverton disposal site has been contained. Here's Alia Bryant with this report.
For hours, firefighters had been battling the fire at the Riverton disposal site Sunday. It's believed to have started in the morning.
Yesterday at about 11 o'clock, I got a call, that's 11 a.m., I got a call that we had a fire at the disposal site. The team headed by Mr. Dave Powell quickly sprung into action, and the protocols that we have established kicked in, and we contained the fire within a small space. With the help of the Jamaica Fire Brigade, we were able to keep that fire contained.
But the work to contain the fire had been made a little more challenging given the current windy conditions caused by the cold front.
But for the ferocious winds, we would have put the fire out long ago. I went to the disposal site myself and stayed there until 11:30 p.m. last night. To the point where I was leaving, the fire was still contained, and up to this morning it is still contained, but the wind is giving us a serious problem in trying to work through the smoke with our covering efforts. We have trucks, heavy duty equipment, stockpile material, and very, very efficient landfill personnel at our disposal. So this is not something that will hold us up for a long time.
At the same time, the NSWMA Executive Director was unable to say when it would be fully contained.
The important thing that the public can be assured of is that it is contained and we are covering. And we will ensure that we move as expeditious as possible to prevent any possible health nuisance to the city.
Alia Bryant, TVJ News.
8 persons have been left homeless after fire destroyed their dwelling on Millis Avenue in Denby, Clarendon on the weekend. Residents say there was no one at home when they saw the 4-bedroom structure on fire. Now, Member of Parliament for Central Clarendon, Delroy Williams, has also offered support for the victims. There has been a major shakeup in the leadership of the Counter-Terrorism and Organized Crime Branch, CTOC. This follows the recent seizure of a large quantity of cocaine at the headquarters at the Elite Crime Fighting Unit. Now, another senior officer at the unit was also arrested and charged with cocaine trafficking last month. More in this report from Amarda Lyons.
In the latest force orders published on the weekend, Police Commissioner Dr. Kevin Blake announced the head of CTOC, Assistant Commissioner Dr. Anthony McLaughlin, has been reassigned to the Forensic Service Branch. His deputy, Superintendent Victor Barrett, has been reassigned to the Crime and Security Portfolio. Senior Superintendent C.S. Brown has been reassigned from the Forensic Service Branch to head CTOC. Another superintendent, O.C. Henry, has been reassigned from the Firearms and Narcotics Investigation Division to CTOC as part of the new leadership. 2 weeks ago, Police Commissioner Dr. Kevin Blake ordered the immediate removal of the Firearms and Narcotics Investigation Division from the oversight of CTOC amid a widening probe into cocaine trafficking. The move followed the seizure of nearly 5 pounds of cocaine during an operation conducted on January 23 at the headquarters of CTOC. The operation was carried out by detectives attached to the Narcotics Division as part of the ongoing investigation into the arrest of Police Inspector Martin Walker, who was later charged with cocaine trafficking. Inspector Walker is attached to CETA. As part of a secondary high-level investigation into the allegations against Inspector Walker, the FNID said it conducted a search at CETA's storage facilities and seized 2 illegal parcels of cocaine. The discovery was made after Deputy Commissioner of Police Richard Stewart, who heads the Crime and Security Portfolio, ordered a comprehensive audit of the branch's storage facilities. The illicit drugs were reportedly found in breach of established protocols. Following the discovery, detectives assigned to FNID were immediately contacted to begin an investigation into the find at the CETOC headquarters. Romarda Lyons, TVJ News.
A tire shop owner in St. Catherine is pleading for help after his business was broken into for the 4th time in recent months. The latest incident happened on the weekend. Surveillance cameras captured the culprit entering the KS Mobile tire shop without any signs of forced entry sometime around 3 a.m. Saturday. The owner, Karen Saunders, says the thief made off with over $4 million worth of equipment.
I never expect them to broke in from the back and cut off all the windows and go inside the office, lick off the lock inside the office and take out my lithium battery and thief my electric e-bike battery too and all my gun battery them too. They also the Milwaukee battery them also they are too. And what surprised to me though is the lock them. See them right here? They didn't cut them off or nothing. So pretty much these guys have key.
To locate the culprit.
Trust me, the law going to deal them very seriously because all the time they've been burning, they burn down my shop, they break in there, they do everything bad. So these are the guys, and guess what? They're a big grown man. Please, anybody know them, please contact me at the mobile tire shop. The phone number is 806-3397. I really, really appreciate it. These guys have been taking a set of me over 4 times now.
Tourism workers who were impacted by Hurricane Melissa have now gotten an additional boost from the Tourism Ministry. Antonia Atkinson has the details.
Tourism workers can now look to receive much-needed assistance from the Ministry of Tourism following the first distribution under the Tourism Housing Assistance and Recovery Program (THARP). The rollout of the program was carried out over the weekend in Trelawney, providing building materials such as lumber, blocks, and cement, among others, to tourism workers whose homes were damaged or destroyed by Hurricane Melissa. The program was announced by Tourism Minister Edmund Bartlett last year.
We do recognize that we can have our workers coming to serve the visitors who are coming back, and the numbers are looking good, and then go home to look in the skies and all to worry about the children being wet from the constant precipitation that is happening since Melissa. Certainly here in the West, almost every day it has rained. So these pain points we want to cauterize.
Minister Bartlett reiterated that this is only the beginning of stronger support for tourism workers and the wider industry.
We are making a whole brand new architecture in terms of labor market arrangements and human capital development in tourism. We've talked about social security. We created the pension fund for the workers. We talk about professionalizing the industry. We established the Jamaica Center for Tourism Innovation that has certified over 25,000 workers already.
He added that the tourism sector is firmly back on track, continuing its recovery and growth despite recent challenges.
We are the fastest industry to recover from any type of natural disaster or global disruption of any type. And that has been proven time and time again. And here in Jamaica, we recovered faster than every other industry after COVID. And we drove the growth agenda into record levels in the immediate post-Melissa period. And we are on track with a V-shaped recovery now from Melissa to take back our position of driving the economy into growth in short order.
Antonia Atkinson, TVJ News.
The St. Anne Infirmary will be relocated, with plans aimed at moving vulnerable residents from the at-risk coastline to a safer inland location. Minister of Local Government Desmond McKenzie, who toured the facility on Friday, says he is seeking approval for the construction of a new facility.
When I leave here, I'm going up to Seville to look at a proposed location where we want to relocate this facility. The municipal corporation owns some lands in Seville, and I know that there has been some engagement with my colleague Minister Grange, and I will further those discussions with her to see how best we can work collectively together.
Minister McKenzie explained that the current infirmary can only undergo remedial repairs to keep it operational in the short term.
It makes no sense that we spend money to try to shore it up. So one of the things we're going to be doing is going to be putting in some containers. We're going to retrofit those containers to be used for specific purposes. But as I said before, I'm not prepared to speak until I have the estimates.
He emphasized that the initiative will significantly improve the quality of life for residents of St. Anne, particularly in the aftermath of Hurricane Melissa. And we go back to a previous story where 8 persons have been left homeless after fire destroyed their dwelling on Millis Avenue in Denby, Clarendon on the weekend. The residents say there was no one at home when they saw the 4-bedroom structure on fire.
See the lady there, son dead. His son dead after us. If you go down at the yard, there's a whole light dust up and bust up. At the road, sir. Go on road. To be honest with you, the quarry is...
We apologize for the incorrect insert. And now it's time for a break, but stay with us. We have more stories when we return. Welcome back to the Midday News. Residents of Somerset Road in Manchester staged a protest this morning to highlight the poor road condition, dust nuisance, and poor garbage collection. They blocked the road with debris and burnt tires, forcing taxis to withdraw their service. Firefighters arrived to extinguish the blaze, while police began clearing the debris shortly after 8 a.m.
See the lady there, son dead. His son dead after us. If you go down at the yard, there's a whole light dust up and bust up. At the road, sir. Go on road. To be honest with you, the quarry is not the quarry fault for the road, because the quarry man is running his business around there. So listen what I'm saying. The government supposed to do something about the quarry man who is nasty up the road, because the government give the quarry man a license to run the quarry down there. So, listen what I'm saying to you now. We need the government, we need somebody from the representative, the MP or the councillor, somebody to come and talk to it today.
In response, Member of Parliament for Manchester Northwest, Michael Phillips, urged the municipal authorities to intervene and address the situation swiftly.
The roadway was never built for the everyday use of trucks laden with material. And they are now leaving it up to the taxpayers and the residents to repair the roadway and to suffer the inconvenience of them making profits. I am seeking the intervention of the municipal corporation, which the road belongs to the Ministry of Mining, NEPA, and all the other stakeholders to intervene in this matter.
As at news time, residents have remounted the roadblocks. And it's now time for the Business Minute.
Managing Director of the Foswich Group, Cecil Foster, says the company's solar operations have been converted into a new entity, Middlesex Solar Energy, which will now operate as a standalone business. Mr. Foster says the new company will be responsible for financing and installing solar systems in Jamaica and across the Caribbean. The solar segment generates about $1 billion in annual revenue and accounted for roughly 35% of Fosrich's $3.68 billion in revenue for 2024. Solar operations contributed $1.36 billion to that total. For the first 9 months of last year, Fosrich reported revenues of $2.42 billion, with solar accounting for $845 million. Further afield, Mexico is facing growing pressure after the U.S. warned it could impose tariffs on countries supplying oil to Cuba. Mexico has stepped in as a key supplier after Venezuela's shipments collapsed, now accounting for a significant share of Cuba's oil needs. President Claudia Sheinbaum says the exports are minimal, less than 1% of Mexico's production, and humanitarian in nature, stressing diplomacy to avoid U.S. retaliation while maintaining Mexico's long-standing ties with Cuba. For the Business Minute, I'm Prince Moore.
For the top regional and international stories, here's Aliyah Bryant.
In the region, French rescue teams have resumed the search for at least 3 people after a boat carrying teachers capsized on the Marawini River between French Guiana and Suriname. 3 passengers were rescued and 1 body has been recovered. Now officials say the boat developed engine trouble and began taking on water. Prosecutors are investigating, including whether life jackets were being used. And on the international scene, at least 12 people were killed and 8 others wounded after a Russian drone hit a bus carrying mine workers in Ukraine. Ukrainian officials say the strike targeted staff from a private energy company and sparked a fire now extinguished. The attack comes hours after a separate strike hit a maternity hospital in southeastern Ukraine, injuring 6 people. And those were the top regional and international stories. I'm Aliyah Bryant.
We head to a quick break, but when we come back, we'll have the Midday Sports Report.